Space Cadet here, speaking for Super Earth and Liberty Eternal. Call sign, Founding Father of Democracy. One of my wildest tales? Oh, that's an easy pull. Happened this year, 2184 Karen Prime. A planet defense op, supposedly straightforward. But this one got personal. I had just earned my new rank, shining fresh on my armor plate. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, they say. Guess I needed to learn that lesson firsthand. We were tasked with eliminating a factory strider, automaton war machine class, towering death on legs. This particular one had been stomping through our recon lines for weeks. Every Helldiver squad before us got shredded, trying to take it down. Command finally said, "Enough is enough." I told my crew, we were only 3 deep. Myself, a private, and another space cadet, saddle up. We're about to teach these bots what democracy tastes like. We launched Hellpods at 0800. Entry vectors were rough. Charon Prime's upper atmosphere was choked with smoke from ruined Super Earth outposts. When the doors popped and we dropped, the landscape looked like Hell's Garden. Red grass stretched in every direction, fluttering under wind tainted by fire and ozone. Scattered chunks of broken Super Earth infrastructure jutted from the soil. Burned out turrets, collapsed walls, shattered comms dishes. We checked our mission map, target signature locked. The factory strider was moving through a ravine a few clicks to the west, pushing with a bot horde. Its presence alone was halting reinforcements. If we didn't stop it, the region was lost. I turned to my crew and said, "We move fast, keep low, and shoot first. Nobody dies unless I say so." They nodded. Good Helldivers. No complaints, just readiness. We entered the canyon, narrow, winding. Great cover, but a prime ambush zone. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Suddenly my HUD lit red. "Contact," I shouted. Up ahead, an automaton commissar. Tall, reinforced, glowing optics. The thing snapped toward us, mechanical limbs jerking with hate. Before I could blast it through the skull, it transmitted a signal. "Bot drop incoming," shouted the private. The sky darkened. A dropship passed overhead, loud and low. "Take cover!" I yelled, diving behind a slab of rubble. One of my squad mates fired an EAT, explosive anti-tank, straight into the commissar's chest. It staggered but didn't fall. "Damn thing's still up," he shouted. The dropship offloaded. Metal slammed into earth as devastators touched down right on top of us. I didn't hesitate. I yanked out my beacon and screamed, "Calling orbital bombardment! Haul ass!" We ran. I swear boots barely touched the ground. Lasers zipped past us, striking stone, setting fire to the grass. I turned and laid suppressive fire with my MG while the artillery fell behind us, bright blue blasts of righteous justice. The devastators were obliterated. Craters now smoked behind us. We stopped to catch our breath. Then the ground shook. "Earthquake?" the private asked. "No," I growled, raising my rifle. "It's here." Out of the canyon mouth it emerged, the factory strider, towering, stomping, steam venting from its armored joints. Behind it, a swarm of socialist scum, automaton troopers, devastators, and those crawling spider things that try to eat your boots before your face. "Open fire!" I shouted. A shield generator relay hit the dirt, deployed just in time. A translucent yellow dome snapped to life as laser fire pinged off it. We were already unloading bullets, grenades, stratagems. I didn't aim, didn't need to, just fired into the crowd. "Die, you toaster bastards!" I screamed. The smaller units dropped like scrap, but the bigger bots barely flinched. "They're pushing!" yelled my fellow cadet. I didn't think. I pulled the trigger on a napalm strike. Incoming fire mission, clear the zone. The burning rain fell like divine wrath. Flame bloomed across the battlefield. Screaming metal and charring armor filled the air. The Strider buckled just for a second. I stared at the wreckage, panting. But more dropships were coming, more than before. Too many. We couldn't hold here, not in this canyon, not against that. I turned to my men and shouted, "Give 'em everything, I'll make the climb." I dropped a jump pack, slapped it on, kicked off the cliff wall and shot straight up the rock face. Nearly ate it, but caught a ledge, pulled myself up. The battlefield unfolded below like a map of death. "Covering fire," my squad yelled. I activated the pack again and launched myself through the air, straight onto the back of the factory Strider. The Strider's back was chaos. Metal plating, venting exhaust, and pulsing heat sinks glowing like miniature suns. My boots barely stuck the landing. That jump pack almost dropped me straight into a vent. "All right, you ugly tin can," I muttered, teeth clenched. "Let's see how you like orbital justice." I yanked my stratagem beacon from my belt. The heat was intense, radiation warnings blinking like party lights in my HUD. I scrambled forward, planting the beacon right into one of the exposed heat sinks. Precision orbital strike, target designated. The moment I slammed that thing in, I knew I couldn't stay. The Strider's movements were erratic, jerking from side to side, trying to shake me off. Steam hissed from ruptured joints, and something started spinning beneath the armor, probably a failsafe. I double-tapped the jump pack, barely had enough fuel left, and launched myself into the open air. I don't remember the landing, only the sound. Snap, crunch, both legs broke on impact, full stop. I hit the ground, screaming through clenched teeth. "Gah! Legs are done," I repeat. "Legs are done." Didn't matter. I yanked a stim from my belt and jammed it into my thigh so hard the needle snapped in half. My whole leg twitched, vision blurred then cleared, blood pressure normalized. I was back in the fight. I twisted my body around just in time to see the heavens open. Orbital precision strike incoming, danger close. A blazing lance of fire speared down from the sky, striking the beacon lodged in the Strider's back. The explosion wasn't immediate. It folded inward first, like the whole machine was being crushed by the weight of democracy itself. Then, boom. The factory Strider detonated in a glorious inferno, collapsing like a skyscraper made of hate. The fireball took out half its own bot squad in the process. Pieces of molten armor rained across the canyon. I laughed, breathless. Target neutralized. Long live Super Earth. The rest of the bots didn't last long. My squad mopped them up, clean and efficient, one mag dump at a time. Shield generator was still flickering behind us, glowing bright yellow against the smoke. That little device had bought us more time than Command ever could have predicted. We rallied at the canyon edge, watching the wreckage burn. The battlefield was a graveyard of steel and ideology. The private gave me a thumbs up. "Sir, that was the most batshit thing I've ever seen." "Good," I replied, standing, limping, really, with stim-fueled defiance. "It means it worked." The extraction beacon went up next. Clean signal, no interference. We stood there as the shuttle roared in overhead, engines lighting up the dark like a sunrise of justice. I looked back one last time. The crater still smoked. The ground shook no more. We boarded the shuttle in silence. No victory speech, no medals. Just 3 Helldivers alive, bloodied and baptized in flame. But as the ramp closed and we lifted off, I couldn't help myself. I turned to my squad, grinning through pain and ash. "Let that be a lesson to the bots. Which lesson, sir? The cadet asked. That you don't mess with Super Earth, especially not on my watch. This is the SES founding father of democracy, signing off.